Hey guys, today for arithmetic, I need you to go watch the Go Noodle video, Skip Count to 100, because it's really going to help you with today's lesson. Today's lesson is all about multiplying by 5. So you must watch that video, practice skip counting. It's super important. I have our old chart from the classroom over here where we practice skip counting in class as well. But make sure you practice that video at least once. If you haven't done it already, stop this video, go watch that one, and then you can pick back up right here. So, today in arithmetic, we are talking about multiply by 5. Now, this one doesn't have quite as easy of tricks as the other ones I've already taught you. So this one you actually have to use your brain, and you have to think really hard about counting by 5s. So, we practiced this a lot before. I had us fill out our hundreds chart, and we colored in all of the ones with 5 in the ones place and the zeros in the ones place, because that would be counting by 5s. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And we should be able to skip count as well. So 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50. Those are all the answers that are going to fit over here. If you can count by 5s, you can multiply by 5 and you'll be ready to go. Now, before I jump into filling out our whole chart, I want to start with the ones that we've already learned. We've already learned multiplying by 0, multiplying by 1, and multiplying by 10. So I'm going to fill out those 3 first because we already know those ones. We've already learned them. We've already made the charts for them. If you remember from our 0 chart, anything times 0 is 0. So no matter what, anything times 0, if my 0 is in this place or in this place, it's still going to be the answer 0. When we do multiplication, it's just like addition where it doesn't matter which spot the numbers are in, they still make the same number together. Subtraction and division are totally different. It matters completely which order the numbers are in. But multiplication, it doesn't matter what order it's in, just like addition. So we also learned ones, multiply by ones. If you remember, the rule for multiplying by 1 is anything times 1 is that number. So our answer is 5. 1 times 5 is 5. Okay? And then all the way over here, we have 10 times 5. We also learned those ones. Anything times 10, you take that number, 5, and you add a 0 on the end. So 10 times 5 is 50. Now, I told you we're going to count by 5s. I can skip count easily by 5s. If you are still having a hard time skip counting by 5s, you really need to practice it. So maybe watch that Go Noodle video and skip count once a day. At least once a day, maybe twice a day, to really catch up on skip counting. It's something you need to know. Definitely. But if you're still struggling with that, you can count 5 fingers. It's just going to take you way longer to count 5 fingers every single time than it is for you to skip count all the way through the chart. Skip counting is going to be way faster, way easier. You're going to get it like this. Adding 5 fingers, you're going to be sitting there working on your page for a really long time. So let's get going on our chart. 0 times 5 is 0. 1 times 5 is 5. So if I'm counting by 5s, if I'm skip counting by 5s, I have 0, obviously, 5. 5 more would be 10. So 2 times 5 equals 10. If I wanted to check, the other way is when we're multiplying, we are doing sets or groups. So I have one set of 5 here and one set of 5 here. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10 is my answer. That would be counting on my fingers. Now it's going to get a lot harder for you to count on your fingers as you have to keep counting by 5s all the way up to 12, which is why I really want you to practice skip counting by 5s. So I can skip count by 5s. 3 times 5, the next one in this row would be 15. So the other way, so 3 times 5 is 15. I told you I can skip count, and I want you to be able to skip count. So the next one is 4 times 5. I can still use my fingers to skip count, but I only need 4 fingers instead of a bunch. So if I can skip count on my fingers. I can go 5, 10, 15, 20. So my answer, 4 times 5, is 20. Each finger represents 5. So if I do that for 5, I go 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. Remember, each finger will represent 5. So now I have 6 fingers. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. 6 times 5 is 30. Up to 7 fingers. I have 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35. So 7 times 5 is 35. 8 times 5, I need 8 fingers. 8 fingers. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40. 8 times 5 is 40. Then we have 9 times 5, so 9 fingers. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45. We did 10 times 5 equals 50. 11 times 5, so I need 11 fingers. So I'm going to count 1 extra after I count my 10 fingers. So I have 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50, 55. That's 11. And 12 fingers, so now I'm going to count 2 after my 10. So I have 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50, 55, 60. 12 times 5 is 60. Now if you look at our chart after we finished it, you can actually still see some patterns. We counted by 5, so we have 0, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50, 55, 60. But if you also look closely, you can see the pattern that we also see when we skip count by 5s. It goes 5, and then a 0, and then a 5, and then a 0, and then a 5, and then a 0. So 0, 5, 0, 5, 0, 5, 0, 5, 0, 5, 0, 5, 0 in the ones place only. The other pattern you can see is when you're multiplying by an even number, so 0, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, and 12, those are all the ones that end with the zeros. And if you're multiplying by an odd number, 1, 3, 5, 7, 9, 11, those are all the ones that end with a 5 in the ones place. 5, 15, 25, 35, 45, 55. You can see all kinds of patterns as you do multiplication. It's really good for looking for patterns. Let me know if you find another pattern. They're really fun to look for, but I really do want you to practice skip counting by 5s. Watch the video to skip count to 100, and let me know if you have any questions. I will double check my arithmetic book to see if there's anything else we have to do out loud before I let you go. So yesterday we did perimeter. I hope that everything went okay. You're going to be doing multiplication and division, addition, subtraction, weight again, some more perimeter, story problem. Yes, we do have some words, some things to write down on the back of our paper today. So on page 244 on the back, on section 2, it says write the numbers your teacher says. So listen carefully as I tell you the numbers to write down. A, $307.18. One more time. $307.18. B, $69.04. $69.04. C, listen carefully. 3 1/4. 3 1/4. D, 10 1/2. 10 1/2. E, 9,807. E, 9,807. Now, section 1 on this page says, write the products, use the candy rolls to help you. You only need to write on the little Tootsie Rolls if you need help counting by fives. One candy is supposed to count for 5. So instead of using your fingers, you can count 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50, 55, 60. For section 3 on the back, it's a story problem. You must have a problem and an answer. Section 4 on the back is perimeter, so it's review of what we learned yesterday. And if you look at the front, page 243, section 1 is all about weight. Section 2, addition and subtraction. Be very careful. These are big numbers. You will be borrowing and carrying, so make sure you pay attention. Are you doing addition? Are you doing subtraction? Do you carry? Do you borrow? Section 3, you're going to do multiplication that we've already learned and division, and I taught you yesterday that it looks a little bit different for division. It's the inside of the box divided by the outside of the box, and you put the answer on top. Then section 4 is all about different measurements: pound, gallon, pint, quart, cups, pints, ounces, quarts. So liquid measurement. And that's it for today. I'll see you guys later. Bye.